everybody, RJ Hawk here, state representative and local business owner here in Bryant. I want to talk to you a little bit about what people in the community are talking about, and that's the BAM. And why should we build the BAM? Well, one thing that's been said to me quite a bit is, are artists and people actually going to come to Bryant, of all places, to be able to play and perform at the BAM? Well, I decided to bring in a buddy of mine, Justin Moore, country music artist, to come in and dispel some of those things that are being said around the community.
And I can't wait to see where we go.
Justin, welcome to Bryant. Hey, you've had 13 #1 hits, you've traveled the country, you've played venues big and small. When I hear people say, you know, no artist is going to come to Bryant, that's just not true, is it?
People would 100% come to Bryant. The proximity, you know, to Little Rock and regionally where it is great from an artist perspective. You know, if we come from Nashville and we're on our way to Texas to play a show, for example, or we're coming from, you know, Louisiana and on our way to Oklahoma, this area, and I've said it for a long time, you and I have discussed it for a long time, and I've just been inactive. I'm glad you guys are being proactive about this. This is a great place to stop for gas.
Yeah.
You know,
no, you're exactly right.
Play a show in between, you know, where you begin the weekend and where you end the weekend. And, you know, typically country acts for sure. We play 2 or 3 shows a weekend, most weekends. And so, yeah, I've said it for a long time that it would be a great spot. And, you know, seeing the plans you guys have, I think the size of it is perfect. You're going to be able to get, you know, newer acts who are just having their first few hits and also established acts. And so, yeah, I think it's great. And, you know, in addition to being an artist who would play this type of venue and do weekly, you know, I'm a business owner in Saline County along with my wife. And so the influx of, you know, folks coming in, whether it be, you know, from our state or out of state. Now, you know, there's people who come to my shows all the time from each, no matter where we're playing. And I think what it would do from a revenue perspective here in Bryant's already grown so much and thriving so much. We were talking before, it's mind-blowing from when I was growing up to see it now. It's very exciting, and I think something like this would just continue to help grow what's already been great growth over the past decade plus.
I'll ask you this, and the vote's coming up for residents in Bryant to extend the bond. What would be your message with voting coming up to the people of Bryant?
Well, in addition to what I just talked about as far as, you know, the folks who would visit this great spot, this great city, you know, obviously that's hotel stays, and hopefully they're shopping at my wife's store that I spoke about, and different ways, restaurants, all those things. And I'm leaving so many out for the sake of time, but to me, it's from an artist perspective, but more so as a resident around here, it's something to be proud of, you know. And when I was growing up in Central Arkansas, you know, if you wanted to go see a concert, for example, or a comedian or whatever, your pretty much only option was a county fair, which is nothing wrong with that. We still play fairs all the time. But if we had to, you know, something like this to go see Charlie Daniels or, you know, Diamond Rio or whoever, that would have been awesome, because my parents couldn't afford to take me to the big, huge arenas and pay $200 for a ticket and all these things. But the good thing about it too, from the perspective of business-wise, this is a venue that can do either. I mean, you could charge, you know, you could make it affordable, but you can also have some opportunities for people who have the income and to do that. You know, that's why I really, looking at the plans, etc. I think you guys have done a great job of putting the idea together, and really y'all have done so much research and legwork. When you first brought it up to me, I fully expected to be peppered with questions, but y'all pretty much have nailed it all.
Well, folks, you've heard it here first. It's not just an investment for entertainment in Saline County, it's an investment in the future of Bryant. Don't forget, early voting starts on May the 6th at the Boswell Library, and then of course Election Day is going to be May 13th. You got to vote twice. Don't forget that. You got to vote yes twice. Get out and vote.